deep, cold reefs of the Atlantic, a creature of armor and appetite rules the ocean floor.
But how does this wild, prickly beast transform into the world's most expensive luxury meal?
From the treacherous depths of the trap to the high-end plate, the journey is faster and more precise than you can imagine.
The journey begins miles offshore, where the ocean is rough and the stakes are high.
Experienced crews work tirelessly, hauling up heavy traps from the dark reef floor, hoping for a bountiful catch.
Strict regulations mean every single lobster must be measured. Too small, it goes back to grow. Only the perfect size makes the cut.
To preserve freshness, the catch is immediately put into thermal shock, slowing their metabolism for the long trip back to shore.
Upon arrival at the port, the race against time shifts into high gear. Thousands of pounds of live cargo are hoisted from the vessel, destined for the factory intake.
Within minutes, the catch enters the facility, dumped onto the primary intake belt, where the industrial symphony begins.
The first step is a high-pressure shower to remove sand, silt, and sea debris, ensuring only the cleanest product moves forward.
Cleaned and prepped, they now enter the heart of the factory, proceeding to Phase 2, cleaning and descaling. Before any machine takes over, human eyes are the first line of defense.
To ensure the meat remains tender and free of stress hormones, the lobsters are submerged in a stunning tank, chilled to near-freezing temperatures.
Spiny lobster is a bottom dweller, often covered in reef debris. These industrial rotary scrubbers strip away algae and barnacles in seconds. Hygiene is non-negotiable. High-pressure jets target the underbelly and legs, flushing out sand trapped in the joints that brushes can't reach.
For premium export quality, some facilities utilize ultrasonic baths.
Now clean, they face the grater. Advanced laser profilometry scans each lobster in milliseconds, calculating its exact volume and weight distribution.
Any specimen that doesn't meet the strict size or quality parameters is instantly detected and mechanically ejected from the prime line.
Order is essential for the next stage. Guide rails gently funnel the thousands of crustaceans into a perfect single-file formation.
A final curtain of purified water ensures they are pristine before they meet the blade.
The spiny lobster is prized for one thing above all else: the tail. The separation process is ruthless and efficient.
While the heads are diverted for stock, fertilizer, or chitosan extraction,
Aesthetic perfection is required for the luxury market. High-speed trimmers shave down sharp edges, ensuring the final product looks as good as it tastes. To ensure a pure taste without grit, a high-vacuum nozzle surgically removes the digestive tract without damaging a single gram of the delicate meat. For the butterfly style favored by steakhouses, a laser-guided blade scores the shell perfectly down the center, allowing the meat to be lifted out easily during cooking. On the canning line, skilled hands perform the extraction. It takes years of training to remove the muscle in one solid, pristine piece. Uniformity is key. The tails are automatically sorted by weight to the gram, ensuring that every box shipped contains exactly equal portions. To prevent the meat from drying out during the intense heat of the cooking phase, a precise micro-injection of brine locks in the natural moisture. The prep is done. The meat is raw, cold, and perfect. But to lock in that flavor, it must face the inferno.
This is the critical point of no return. The continuous steam tunnel.
Inside, the temperature spikes to 100 degrees Celsius instantly. High-velocity steam penetrates the shell, cooking the meat evenly without waterlogging it.
Watch closely. The heat brings the bond between the shell's protein and the pigment astaxanthin.
Some facilities prefer the immersion method. A rolling boil ensures that heat penetrates the thickest part of the tail muscle.
The energy required here is immense. Massive boilers work overtime to maintain a constant, unyielding temperature.
As they emerge from the tunnel, the transformation is complete.
Precision is paramount. If the core temperature is off by even a degree, the meat could be rubbery or unsafe. Automated probes verify the cook on every batch. The shell is now hardened, the meat inside perfectly clouded. But they are too hot to handle and still cooking from residual heat. A river of red moves through the facility. But if they stay hot, the meat will shrink. The cooking process must be stopped immediately. To preserve that perfect texture, we must go from the inferno to the Arctic in a matter of seconds. Proceeding to Phase 5, drying and cooling.
They enter the blast chiller, where high-velocity sub-zero air halts the cooking process in seconds. This thermal shock locks in the moisture and prevents the meat from becoming rubbery or overcooked.
High-precision air knives shear away excess surface moisture, preparing the shells for vacuum sealing.
A vibrating conveyor bed shakes loose any final water droplets trapped in the complex underside of the shell.
The product is now cool, dry, and glazed, ready for grading.
Automated optical sorters watch for any shells that may have cracked during the thermal expansion, removing them instantly.
Cooled and dried, the lobsters arrive at the technological heart of the factory, the grading room.
Every single tail is weighed dynamically at high speed, accurate to the 1/10 of a gram.
Volumetric scanners analyze the shape and thickness, ensuring that a jumbo tail is truly jumbo in every dimension.
Based on the data, high-speed paddles divert the catch into 5 distinct size categories, from petite to colossal.
The largest specimens, the colossals, are separated for the ultra-luxury export market.
Artificial intelligence even grades the color, ensuring that only the most vibrant, visually perfect tails make it into the clear packaging.
Random hygiene tests are conducted hourly, ensuring the grading surfaces remain sterile.
Graded, counted, and grouped, the tails are finally ready to be sealed for their global journey.
The packaging begins with a roll of multi-layer polymer film. Delta robots, moving faster than the human eye can follow, load the trays with robotic precision.
A top layer of high barrier film is applied, enclosing the seafood in an airtight chamber.
Inside the vacuum chamber, all oxygen is evacuated. This is the key to preventing freezer burn and extending shelf life for up to 2 years.
Heat bars fuse the layers together, creating a hermetic seal that no bacteria or air can penetrate.
Automated pressure sensors test the integrity of every seal. If a leak is detected, the pack is instantly rejected.
Labels bearing the wild-caught certification and nutritional data are applied at high speed.
The result is a retail-ready masterpiece, clean, safe, and visually stunning.
But they aren't finished yet. To lock in this freshness for the other side of the world, they must undergo the deep freeze.
The packages enter the spiral freezer, a vertical labyrinth of cold that maximizes dwell time in a minimal footprint.
A thin layer of frost coats the package, a sign that the thermal core has been reached.
Liquid nitrogen is injected to plummet the ambient temperature to -40 degrees, flash freezing the product instantly.
This rapid freezing creates microscopic ice crystals that do not damage the cell walls, ensuring the texture remains firm upon thawing.
40 minutes later, they emerge rock hard, preserved in a state of suspended animation.
Quality assurance verifies the core temperature one last time. Before packing, every unit passes through a highly sensitive metal detector, ensuring absolute safety.
Automation takes over again as robotic arms stack the units with perfect geometry.
The journey inside the factory is nearly complete. Now, they must be armored for global transit.
High-speed carton erectors form the master cases that will protect the product during shipping.
The stacks are lowered gently into the cartons, fitting with puzzle piece precision to maximize shipping efficiency. Automatic tapers seal the deal, securing the contents for the long haul.
Every box is inkjet coated with tracking data, allowing full traceability from the ocean to the supermarket.
The heavy lifting is left to the palletizer, a giant robotic arm that builds perfectly stable shipping pallets all day, every day. The pallets are wrapped in tensioned film, securing the load against the movements of trucks and ships.
Forklift operators whisk the finished pallets away to the loading bay.
They wait briefly in the massive cold storage warehouse, a cathedral of food security holding millions of dollars of inventory.
Finally, they are loaded onto refrigerated trucks, maintaining the critical frozen temperature chain.
The doors swing shut, sealing the cargo for its final voyage.
As the sun sets, the fleet rolls out, carrying the ocean's bounty to cities hundreds or thousands of miles away.
For international orders, the containers are loaded onto massive cargo ships, destined for ports in Europe and Asia.
Days or weeks later, on the other side of the world, the journey ends in your local supermarket. Or perhaps on the plate of a five-star restaurant, where the quality of the processing shines through in every bite.
From the deep reef to the dining table, this is the miracle of modern food processing.